Is that? Oh. It wasn't funny the first time. Stupid squirrel. Andrenid bees of the subgenus Cnemidandrena are distributed widely across the northern hemisphere. There are about 48 species worldwide and about 26 in North America. More species are likely to be discovered in the Palearctic region. In this video, we will take a closer look at 3 species that range across much of northeastern North America: the small Andrena nubecula, the fuzzy Andrena hirticincta, and the northern-reaching Andrena canadensis. Unlike many andrenids which emerge in early spring, these bees emerge in the fall. Since they emerge later in the season, these bees tend to have relationships with plants that are likewise late blooming. Many museum specimens are recorded as being collected from goldenrods and asters. The first of these 3 species was described in 1853 by Frederick Smith working at the British Museum. Smith had several female specimens acquired from America by the lepidopterist Edward Doubleday. Smith gave these small American bees the name Andrena nubecula. Andrena nubecula is a small black bee. Less furry than most andrenids, it is basically hairless from the back of its head to its second abdominal tergite. It has white oppressed hair bands starting with the second tergite on down. The antenna is partly brown, as are parts of its legs. 35 years after Smith, in 1888, Father Léon Provencher in Quebec described the next species, a furry andrenid he named hirticincta. Andrena hirticincta has a magnificent coat of long yellow hair. The hair even has a greenish tinge to it. About the size of a worker honeybee, hirticincta of course differs in that it has poofy hair on its abdomen. Males are very similar to females, but with sleeker bodies. They have sickle-shaped mandibles like many andrenid males. The size difference between males and females is noticeable, with the males being about 3/4 as large as the females. In the same paper he published in 1888, Provencher described another andrenid and gave it the name simulata. Unfortunately, this species name was already in use. In 1896, Carl Wilhelm Dallatorre, working at the University of Innsbruck in Austria, renamed it canadensis, appropriate since it ranges far to the north. Andrena canadensis is a small black bee with white hair. The short oppressed hairs form easily noticed tergal hairbands. Some parts of the integument are a dark reddish-brown, like the outer antennal segments, the tegula, etc. The males look scruffy with their long white hair, mostly black with many areas that are dark reddish-brown. The sickle-shaped mandible is visible in this specimen. The clean white abdominal hair bands so apparent on the female are obscured by the long messy hairs of the male. Again, there is a difference in size between the males and females, the males being about 6.5 millimeters and the females about 7.5 millimeters. In 1977, Barry Donovan from the University of California, Davis revised the subgenus. He updated the list of included species, described several more, and provided a new key. His revision also included illustrations and floral associations. This is the primary work for anyone keying out andrenids in this subgenus. 34 years later, in 2011, John Pickering at the University of Georgia, along with John Asher at the American Museum of Natural History, launched Discover Life. This website offers a matrix-based identification guide that includes 520 species of Andrena. The Cnemidandrenids are small to medium-sized bees. Almost entirely black with hair of various colors, Hirticincta is just a tiny bit smaller than a worker honeybee. Nubecula is the smallest of the three and has the least pubescence. Without question, keying out bees in the genus Andrena is a daunting task. But if you have collected Andrenids in the fall, within the range of these bees, you will have narrowed your search by half. Before wasting any time on this journey, however, you have to make certain your bee is in the genus Andrena. Look for facial fovea on the inside edge of the compound eyes. All your Andrenids will have these odd depressions with oppressed hair, often in the shape of an upside-down teardrop. The males have these fovea too, and a full-blown mustache that shrouds their clypeus. Once you are certain your bee is in the genus Andrena, your best bet is to use the online matrix key at Discover Life. If you end up with the bees in the subgenus Cnemidandrena, then check them with Donovan's 1977 key. If one of your bees looks like Andrena nubecula, you will undoubtedly notice its dark wingtips and its hairless first tergite. If either of these characters is absent, you can probably rule out this species. If you have Andrena hirticincta, you will undoubtedly notice its large size and its coat of long greenish-yellow hair that covers most of its body. If your Andrenid has features that differ, you can probably rule out this species. If you have Andrena canadensis, it will have white hair and clear wings, but this species can easily be confused with several other species. It, like nearly all Andrenids, can only be identified by using a combination of many characters. As always, a special thanks go to the internet resources that make these videos possible, including the Biodiversity Heritage Library, Discover Life, and Iowa State University's Bug Guide. Look for them online. Well, that should get you started. Good luck.